Senator Ananda-Rajah.
Thank you, Deputy President. This week, school gates have swung open across the country. Families are back to that familiar rhythm. This moment always feels like a reset, but it's also a reminder of something deeper. Education isn't one stage of life, it's the thread that runs through it. From early childhood through primary and secondary school and onto vocational training and university, education is foundational to lifelong learning. As students head back into school, we recognise the scale of the work underway to lift outcomes and ensure that no child is left behind. Through the Better and Fairer Schools Agreement we have with the states and territories, made the biggest new investment in public schools ever, $16.5 billion over 10 years. This funding is not a blank cheque, but is linked directly to practical changes that make a difference. Year 1 phonics and numeracy checks. Why in Year 1? Because you want to identify problems early so that you can intervene. Most impactful. Evidence-based learning and teaching, such as more individualised supports like small group tutoring so students can catch up and keep up. Greater well-being support. Parents have been crying out for greater mental health support for students, and we're providing it through counsellors, well-being coordinators and mental health workers. Initiatives that help attract and retain teachers and school leaders, including rewarding and recognising experienced teachers. They are a national asset. And providing professional development for teachers with free online courses in areas such as phonics, STEM, leadership, explicit teaching and classroom management. You can go and check these out online. They're run by the University of Adelaide. But these changes, driven by a $16.5 billion investment in education, public education, won't succeed just on paper. They succeed in classrooms delivered by teachers. And there is positive news here. More Australians are choosing teaching. Say it from the rooftops. More Australians are choosing teaching. There is no more important job in the world than being a teacher. A teacher has the ability to change the trajectory of a child's life. Every Australian, no matter your age, remembers that one or two teachers in your childhood who had an impact in your life. I certainly do. In that regard, they are social engineers and should be revered by us, thanked more often than on the 5th of October on World Teachers' Day, and treated with the utmost respect. Since 2023, there has been year-on-year growth in applications to study teaching. Those increases in 2024 and then in 2025 mean that we now have more teachers in the pipeline. New data shows applications to study undergraduate teaching for 2026 are up 6.5% and domestic university offers are up 6.3%. That matters. It's happened because this government, this Albanese Labor government, has backed in aspiring students with practical support. Commonwealth teaching scholarships worth up to $40,000. Commonwealth paid pracs, so teaching students aren't forced to choose between completing their placements and paying their rent. This has been taken up, by the way, by 56,000 students from teaching, nursing, midwifery and social work. Essential workers, essential to the functioning of our economy. Education ministers have agreed to progress work on a new Australian Teaching and Learning Commission to ensure that our national effort is coordinated. We are undertaking keyhole surgery on the maths curriculum in the first 3 years of school. Those are formative years, and it's important that we get those foundations in numeracy and literacy right, because they shape everything else that follows. And we are also revising the national teacher standards. These standards outline what makes up quality teaching. These will be reviewed for the first time in 15 years. This is an important opportunity to reflect what modern teaching is and how we best support it. This is nation-building stuff. While seeing more Australians take up teaching is great, we realise that retention remains an issue. 39% of teachers intend to leave the profession before retirement. It's an all-time high. Something has got to give. This is why we are investing in reducing burdensome paperwork through the Workload Reduction Fund. This fund enables the states and territories to pilot new approaches to reduce teacher workloads and to maximise the value of their valuable time in the classroom with face-to-face contact with children. And we are investing in teacher welfare through programs such as BU with Beyond Blue, which provides tools and resources for educators to create supportive communities for both students and educators. When we talk about education, we're talking about the long arc of life. We're talking about the early childhood educator who helps a child find their voice, the teacher who notices a student slipping behind and turns it around, the TAFE teacher guiding apprentices who will build our homes and energy infrastructure, and teachers helping students become thinkers, artists, and innovators that we will be relying on heavily in the decades ahead. Building a better Australia starts with making sure every child in every community has access to a quality education that puts them on a pathway to a better future.